up, and when you look up, you see the real mechanics of a brewery.
Yeah.
Because it's all those glycol lines everywhere, manifolds that are keeping everything going.
One of the things I've been doing since I got here, and as we move tanks, you see we're using hoses here, and every brewery starts out that way. You use hoses, and they're great for being able to move tanks around and flexibility. But what I've been doing is slowly, as we move tanks and they find a permanent home, I've been hard piping all of this. Glycol likes that a lot better.
Yeah, it lasts longer, right?
If we come out here, I'll show you an example of,
sure.
of what I've been doing.
So this is hose. These types here are hoses.
And everybody does
Very
it.
typical. You see all that stuff. That's all the mechanics of a brewery. You look up, start looking up at a brewery, and it's everywhere.
So it's kind of hard to see, but so we've been coming back and hard piping.
Beautiful,
everything.
yeah.
There's these, so these four up front are all done and hard piped, and because again, it's a lot stronger, sturdier, cleaner looking.
Cleaner looking, lasts longer.
Yes, and so what I've been doing is I'll hard pipe to the top of the tanks, and then I'll put a piece of hose in between it, so you still have that flexibility. You can just undo that hose if you ever need to move a tank.
Move a tank in or out.
Yep.
Go with a different size.
Breweries grow and they need to move things around, so you can still hard pipe this in to the top of the tank.
Let's show these over here. Get a good view of them right there. Yes, that's all hard piping. Is this
hard to see, but you can see the hose up there, so it's hosed from the hard pipe. So you still have that flexibility if you accidentally hit it with a forklift.
Yep, gotcha.
It just happened. But then it looks really sharp and clean and nice.
Yeah. Now is this the fancy schmancy George Fisher stuff?
This is not, no. That's out back.
You do have the George Fisher stuff out back. Yeah. What's the difference in that? It's a well-known name.
George Fisher is built for glycol systems. So the piping is ABS piping. So it's good for those low temperatures.
Sorry, let me get you on camera to talk about this.
So it's built for those low temperatures. It's got a hard shell to it. So once you put it together, you don't have to come back and insulate it like we did here. It's a great product, but it's fairly pricey, right? Yeah, it's fairly pricey.
Yeah.
But it's the whole one and done scenario.
Yeah. So what do you use?
Your Sierra Nevadas and all that use it, but
yeah. Well, it's like it's the Cadillac of this kind of piping.
Yes.
But what are you using?
So I use copper. I use copper and just insulation.
So it's just insulated copper?
Yeah.
Okay.
These are all plastic, which is easy to go get, but technically rated, this plastic doesn't go down as cold as we run.
Okay.
That plastic's only good to 32 degrees.
You run just a little colder.
We run colder than that, yeah.
Does that mean you'll have to replace it at some point?
At some point, yeah. You can hear it get brittle. You can hear it crack. Copper actually gets stronger as it gets colder.
Then why not go with the George Fisher that you shouldn't ever have to replace?
Very, very expensive. And I like copper.
It's just the upfront.
Copper's just as good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what's inside? I mean, what's the actual tubing inside the George Fisher?
It's ABS plastic.
Yeah. So the whole thing is plastic.
Yeah, it's ABS plastic. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It seems like you get better temperature control with copper. Wouldn't you?
I think, well, ABS plastic's a whole different. This is just Schedule 80. All this plastic that's up here, so that's a whole different beast. But that ABS plastic, they can go down to, I think, minus like 100 or something. I mean, it's crazy.
Wow. So what about a small brewery? What should a small brewery do?
Well,
obviously they don't have the money for George Fisher.
Or copper, usually. Copper's expensive too.
So probably just hoses and replace them as needed?
Hoses and plastics are real, and as you grow and you need to, I'd start slowly changing it over.
How often do you have to replace those?
Well, we haven't had to yet in 11 years.
Awesome.
So, but you can definitely hear it's fragile in some areas.
I'm going to stop it right there because my battery's dying. Okay. And I think we've covered everything.
Well, thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.